session or the next segment that we are going to study today is designing to sell,
Mm-hmm.
how to use colors, how to use fonts, how to use
Okay.
designing elements on a website or a web page or a landing page for that matter, which will help us get more and more traffic and lead it to the conversion page that we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
This might feel like a very unimportant thing for a digital marketer, but uh, this is a huge part of the the process that we have to follow to
Okay.
make sure that everything is well in place and there are no components on the website that are hindering the process of getting clients to convert to our paying clients. Creating a brand is the first thing that we have to do online before we start promoting a brand.
Mm-hmm.
So creating a brand, giving it a outlook, giving it a face is very important, and it has to resonate with the sense of business that we are sharing.
Okay.
So creating a logo, each company has to have a an identical logo that identifies it from any other business that we have, because we can have businesses with same name but we cannot have businesses with same logos,
Logo. Yeah.
same brands, same tagline. Now, slogans have been a big part of marketing since very long, since even before start of digital marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we have many famous slogans that have been associated with brands like Amul and Coke and Pepsi. They have slogans that resonate with them. We can just identify from them from their slogans that they have been using before. Tagline is something that you may include in a logo also,
Okay.
right? And a slogan is a jingle kind of a thing that you associate with a brand, may or may not be a part of logo. Next is developing a branding logo.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be very clever, has to be defined with specific colors, specific design, because colors and design make a great impact on the visual aid that a person is getting from the logo. Now, having a color associated with a business is very important. We have to define colors, we have to define logos, we have to define the usage of logos and how and when they can or they cannot be used. So there is a whole document that is created by every brand wherein they provide the guidelines of using their brand logo, colors, taglines, and fonts, so that uh, all the platforms that the brand is using or is available on has a similar identity for the brand. So we don't use separate colors at one uh, social media platform and a separate color at a different social
Mm-hmm.
media platform. Style text on the website with correct font size and type. Select website colors carefully. Use web safe colors. So what are web safe colors? Now, when we are designing a website, we tend to forget that the website will be viewed by a number of people
Mm-hmm.
who may have some disabilities also, right? So there might be people who are colorblind who would be using your website too. So we need to take care of this fact that we need to design our website, use such colors that are easy to be viewed by people who might have a color identification disability. So if you see Facebook, Facebook does not use any other color than blue.
Blue. Mm-hmm.
Why? Because when a person has a color blindness, he or she is mostly colorblind to red or green colors.
Okay.
there are very, very less amount of people who would be colorblind to blue color. And also, even if a person is colorblind to a blue color, the color that they would see in the website, the Facebook page, they would see it as gray.
Okay.
So it still keeps the the format of the website similar to what it is in origin. So what we need to do is there are multiple calculating websites or tools that we can use to identify colors or identify a set of colors that we need to use for a website. This is one of the color calculators. There are many available online which you can use from. This is one of the very good color calculators that you can use, and it can give you a combination of colors that you can use for the website, which are not very loud, gives you a multiple set of colors that you might want to use, and they give you colors that are in combination to each other. Color emotion guideline, the basic color emotion guideline that every digital designer marketer uses.
Okay.
So this is how brands have been using colors, and this is what is the meaning of the colors that are associated with the brands.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see yellow, uh, this is used for clarity and warmth. So brands like National Geographic, Nikon, Subway, Shell, they have been McDonald's even.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's is now a brand that sells burgers, but it has to associate itself with emotions also, in India especially, and even worldwide. We need to understand that people might have different languages that they speak, they might have different regions that they live in, but the basic nature of a human being is similar. So the basic psychological traits of a human being will always remain same in every region of the country, every region of the world. So we need to, identify ourselves with one of the traits that a color also carries. So for white, it is calming. It is, very soothing and neutral color. So it is used by brands like Cartoon Network, Times of India, Honda, and Nike also. Nike has been using black
Black.
logo
Mm-hmm.
since very long. Now it has ventured into using different colors of logo, but basically it keeps it black.
Mm-hmm.
It might use it in print on clothes and footwears in a different color, but basically their logo is black. Uh, same Similarly it for blue. Blue is for trust and dependability, strength, or a brand that you can trust and depend on. So majorly IT companies or products that have been selling IT related stuff or very official stuff used in office work and everything, they use blue as their basic color. So if you see
Yeah.
Dell, JP Morgan, GE, American Express, Twitter,
And
Edge, NASA even uses blue color in
blue.
their logo. Ford, WordPress, Facebook, Walmart, every there are so many brands that use blue as their color because it represents dependability.
Mm-hmm.
So this calendar, I would suggest this color code you keep it handy whenever you're at work. So store it at a place where you can have a look at it or where you can have it handy while
Okay.
working on brands. Now, creating effective content through videos. Now, videos have been a huge part of digital marketing now
Mm-hmm.
recently. Why? Because of the wide availability of internet. And second thing, videos are much more engrossing than a person reading an article.
Yes.
It involves you, it captures your trends, captures your definition, wants to include you in what a brand is wanting to communicate to you. So it helps in connecting very well. It
Okay.
has turned into a high competent equipment for businesses. Okay, handling online videos is a must, and these are a few tips which you should take care of while working on creating content via videos. So, starting with the first one, define a concept. Defining a concept is the most important thing in any content designing, because if you are not clear with what you want to do with a content, it won't go anywhere. Stay focused on what type of content you want to do, because once you start working on something, it is very easy to go here and there and include stuff that is not important for that particular content portion. Think of the segments, the segment of market that we are catering to, or the segment of users that we are trying to reach out to. That is very important so that
Okay.
we
Segments are here like a goals we are have to accomplish, like the audience we have to target.
right. So
Okay.
segment is audience also, segment is the market segment also.
Okay.
So if we are designing a content for an IT company for say, we need to be very formal in our communication. We need to be very to the point, and we need to include examples that resonates with the product that we are selling. There has to be a call for action. Just giving out information does not take us anywhere. We need to give a place for a person to go after we have done our marketing gig, so that they could take an action. See, the main goal of every marketing or every communication through online media or through any other marketing media is to convert a user to
Mm.
a buyer. Okay,
Yes.
so we need to give them a place to go after we have talked to them or after we have given them a video content. All right, we have convinced you. Now, this is what you need to do to go further. Next is aspire for professionalism. Now, uh, with more and more people coming online, with more and more people having access to creating content online very easily, with tools like TikTok and Instagram and stuff like this,
Okay.
it has lost the sense of professionalism
Mm-hmm.
that we need to carry while creating a content. So you can see any and every other person creating content online, but they don't understand that this content will reach a huge number of audience. So when you are working on some brand's work, you need to be very professional in how you handle content, because you are the face of that particular brand online. The way we represent content online is the way people see that brand online. And today, online profiles, online media that a brand is sharing is the face of their brand, is considered an expert. So while creating a video, we generally tend to use online automated tools, which may or may not work properly for us. So video content is very important because it has high returns as compared to any other type of content that we do. So we must actually spend some good quality time in creating it, and it will be very good if we consult an expert to do that for us. Why is it important that we reach out to experts? Because they would know the tips bits of how and what technical things that need to go into designing a video, and what are the visual things that we need to take care of, the background technicalities, the color codes, the duration of a content, and even the amount of content that should go on a video so that it reaches out to more people. Next is make it multi-purpose. So a video should not be only useful at one platform. It must be used on multiple platforms so that we have a wider range of people that can reach to it.
Mm-hmm.
Optimization would including of keywords, including of meta tags, including of small bots, small items that are to be included, like meta descriptions that help social media, search engine bots to identify the type of content that you're using or that you're trying to share, so that it could be listed on search engines.
Okay.
So this is a process, or these are the basic points that you should always keep in mind while almost creating all types of contents. But this is one thing that is specific to creating video content.
Okay.
Creative, creating effective content for blogs. Now, these are a few points that we need to take care of while creating content on blogs. Understand the objective of the blog. Obviously, you need to have the goal defined. You need to have the objective defined for a blog to be designed so that you do not waver from the main goal of converting a user.
Okay.
Find out who the audience is. Now, defining the audience. It is very important that we define the type of audience that we are trying to reach out to.
Mm-hmm.
The type of audience would be defined as the age group, the basic demographics of a audience. So it includes age group, the type of uh, you know uh, the type of content that you're trying to share, or the type of business that you're running, how it resonates with the type of people that you're reaching out to,
Okay.
and then the geographical location also of the people. So the basic nature of people might be same, but the effect of the geographic location that they are located at is always there. So we need to define our content according to the geographical location that we are trying to reach people at. If you're trying to reach people in the south, we would need to define our content separately. In India, I'm talking about right now.
Okay.
And if you're trying to reach people in the north region, maybe in Punjab or maybe in Delhi, you would need to define your design your content a bit differently, because the basic mindset of people is different in Delhi NCR region as compared to that in south. We should always target our content to go online according to the time people are online. So it is not, I would not suggest that only put out all content when people are maximum online. It might be 1 hour for you, for a particular business, that the maximum people are available online. You need to distribute. You need to know what is the major content, or what is a very important part of content that you need to push out today, and when is your customers or prospect audience available, in what time slot it's available, and you schedule that particular content around that time, so that whenever the audience is available, your content is also available. So this is why creating a content calendar is very important. Then share great photos. Visual aid is very important while you create content. If you send out content which is all text, it will get very boring for a person,
Mm-hmm.
because with a wide range of content that is available online, the patience level of people have reduced.
Yes, of course.
So we need to be very crisp and very quick with telling what we want to tell about the product to the customers. So the last one is content consistency. Now we need to understand that while we are sending out content via our blog or social media or any other content sharing platform, we need to be consistent in our language or the tone of language that we are using. This
Okay.
is why, companies have been hiring writers or content writers
Yes, yes.
because they need to create a particular tone of content that will go out via a brand. Even people, when we work in consultancies, we have different set of people who we use for different type of brands so that they can maintain a tone of content. Now comes to social media content. Very important, very basic, but very wide reaching.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So obviously we need to understand the audience first.
Yes.
Understanding the audience helps us design the content that we want to share. Okay. We need to learn what and how much our customer knows about the particular brand or the product that we are marketing.
Okay.
Because if it's a new brand or if it's a new product altogether in the market, it is very important that we start from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
that we start from the basic ABCD of the particular brand, so that people come in terms with that particular product or brand first and then we start marketing it. So we need to be very clever with our marketing plans. Whereas if what type of content, what type of brand we are dealing with, we need to design our content accordingly. We cannot start direct marketing in every type of product. We first need to go through the information provision phase also. So we need to educate people about the brand first, educate the people about the product that is being bought in for the first time in the market, and then start marketing it. Why? Because for every new product that comes into the market, it is not important that you will have a market for it. Sometimes we need to create a market for a particular product.
Okay.
So how we create a market is by telling people this is our product and this is why you need it. Next is what sense does the audience prefer to absorb the content? This is what is meant by the sense in which the audience's acceptance of a particular content that we are creating.
Mm-hmm.
Which platforms are more suitable for the audience? Now we need, once we define our audience, not all type of audience is available everywhere.
Yes.
All our social media platforms have a particular image that is related to them. So Facebook is like a daily soap kind of a platform wherein we share our personal achievements, we share our personal life, we share any particular place we are going, we tag ourselves. So it's a very basic thing wherein people come to know each other and stay connected with each other. If we talk about on the similar lines of LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a very professional platform.
Professional. Yes.
Have a B2B product that you're selling, that is business to business product.
Mm-hmm.
You would want to go to customers that are serious about business, and those will be available more on LinkedIn than Facebook. So you
Yes.
need to define what type of, first once we have defined the type of audience, we need to select the place where that particular audience will be available and only invest in those social media platforms where our audience is reachable. So we need to understand and we need to think from varied aspects while we are marketing for a brand. It's just not that we need to put out content and we need to try and reach out to the people. it is creating a brand presence also. So focus your content on the platform that you think has the maximum number of audience or the prospect audience that we want to reach out to, but do not miss out on other platforms too.
Okay.
Next is, how frequent should the content be published? A very important question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you might see there are a few brands that will just send out one piece of content in 1 week. And
Yes.
there are brands who bombard their social media platforms with content every hour.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what type of content, what type of products that you're selling, and what is the frequency of, how many things are you selling. So if we
Okay.
talk about Amazon, a company like Amazon, it's selling everything and anything in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So the prospect customer available outside is very huge for them because they sell everything.
Yes.
So they need to market on a very high level. So if you have observed something, if you search something on Amazon, if you're looking for something on Amazon and you come out of it and then you go to Facebook, you will see the same category of
Yes.
products listed on Facebook for you from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of content or the the tracking that these brands are doing to reach out the people with the particular product that they are looking for.
Okay.
So this also defines the frequency of publishing for us. If we are
What
trying
kind
to,
of marketing is this? As we are seeing
this is paid,
their ads on Facebooks also.
yeah. So this is SEM, search engine marketing. We'll cover this up in search engine marketing,
Okay. Okay.
right? So this the frequency of content will be defined on the type of product and the amount of variables that you're selling of a product. If yeah, right, if we take your example, if you're trying to sell an IT product, it is ideal that you try and be available online with the fresh content almost every day, at least one content every day, so that you do not miss out on various type of people that are available during the day. On weekdays, it is very important that you define what are the hours that your customer is available online, and what are the particular days when your customer is more online. So the last thing is, how is the objective being reinforced by the content? We need to be very clear uh, that the content being shared on social media is catering to our uh, content, or is catering to the tone of content that we are trying to put out to the people. So it is very important that we stick to the content that we want to go out.